Hello my darlings and welcome. In this video I make some sigil magic, a custom rubber stamp, and some magical love notes. Let's do some magical crafting. Because this is a long video, I've put some timestamps below if you'd like to skip the sigil making portion or the rubber stamp creation. I've created worksheets for several sigil making methods. If you'd like to download PDFs of these sigil worksheets, please visit Magical Crafting on Patreon at the link below the video. My patrons can download recipes, Book of Shadows pages, artwork, and more, all provided as PDFs, and I continue to add new downloadable content as I do more projects on the channel. This sigil creation method uses a grid of numbers and letters. I create a number and letter matrix. You can choose any number across, and in this example, I've chosen 8. Then I fill in the alphabet from left to right. I'm creating a sigil to send love. I write out my intent. I am sending you so much love. This is a positive and immediate statement. I avoid negative words, and I always state my intent in the present tense, as though it's already happening, not something that will happen in the future. I cross out all of the vowels, leaving only the consonants, as these are the manifesting sounds. This leaves me with M, S, N, D, G, Y, C, H, L, V. If you have duplicate consonants in your intention, you can use just one in your sigil. Then I turn the letters into numbers using my number and letter grid. This leaves me with 5, 3, 6, 4, 7, 1, 3, 8, 4, 6. Some people like to cross out duplicate numbers. In my case, I'm just going to use the duplicates. Next, I create a circle with 8 sections, spaced slightly apart. I number each section in order because order is pleasant to me, but if you make your shape, you can choose a random number pattern if you prefer that. Here's where the sigil comes to life. I take the numbers and I bring them into the shape, placing a point on each number in the order the numbers appear, and then I draw lines between them. Remember that creating a sigil is only the first step. You must charge it and work with it to make your intentions a reality. It's not enough just to create a sigil and then walk away. You must take action or put energy out into the world as well. In this case, creating and sending love notes is the action I will take to make my intention come to pass. After I trace the sigil, I decide to place it inside of a heart shape. I'm going to use the sigil to make a heart-shaped rubber stamp. And here's the final sigil that represents the sentiment, I am sending you so much love. Because I want to put the sigil on some magical love notes, I've decided to turn it into a rubber stamp. The first step is to trace the sigil in reverse so that it will come out correctly when it's stamped. To make a custom stamp, I'm tracing a heart shape onto a piece of rubber. All of the materials I use in this video will be linked below. Then I draw the sigil inside the heart. It takes me a couple of tries to get the shape the way I want it. The next step is to use the linoleum cutter to carve the shape out of the rubber block. Next, I switch the tip of the cutter to a blade and cut around the heart shape, discarding the outer portion of rubber. Then it's time to check and see if the stamp works and make any adjustments needed. I stamp the image and then I go back and fix any errors. I made my sigil lines better and I trimmed a little bit of the outer edges that seemed a bit rough. The next step is to affix the stamp to an acrylic block. To do this, I used foam double stick tape. Once the stamp is just how I want it, I make a single, clean stamp and then trim out the shape. I glue it to the back of the acrylic block as close to the exact position of the stamp as I can get. For a sigil to be active and work towards its intent, it must be charged with energy. Taking the energy from one source and redirecting it and programming it into the sigil to work towards its intent. I direct my own personal energies into my sigil as I use it. With each stamp, I reaffirm that I'm sending the recipient so much love. In the next part of the video, I create 5 magical love notes to send to my pen pal patrons. I'm starting with the cards and envelopes from a boxed set, and I'm selecting the pink and red colors. I'm also going to use some patterned paper from a patterned paper book called I Love Paper. I will also be adding paper flowers and wooden hearts. The wooden hearts will be decorated with pink and red acrylic paint, glitter paints, and color-shifting paints, along with foam double-stick tape, glue sticks, and more. All of the materials I use in this video will be linked below. I'll leave you to enjoy watching the creation of the 5 love notes without further narration, except to say that I hope this video inspires you to create some love notes of your own and gives you some ideas on how to add a little bit of sigil magic to your correspondence.